Hey guys, thanks for coming by. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about topics that schools don't. So let's get started. In this video, we're going over 5 tips or 5 ways of how to look for a job. So these tips and different ways to actually look for jobs, I've done my personal research and also went to career centers. So this is legitimate ideas to use and also valuable to you, especially if you're looking for these jobs. The last tip that I'm going to go over is kind of a secret that I learned from a meeting at the career center. No one probably really uses it, so I would definitely suggest hanging out to that. It could definitely find out what might interest you and also describes different positions in the industry that you're looking toward. And all these tips, I'll leave links in the description for you guys for all of them. So let's start it off. Number 1 way to look for a job is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is actually kind of similar to Facebook. You can connect with different people, send them private messages, but it's more professional and career oriented. You are not going to be sharing pictures of you and your friend Jimmy playing beer pong and throwing up afterwards on LinkedIn. At least I hope you don't. Now, to start up on LinkedIn, you create your own profile, basically just like everything else, but you have to be professional about it. You have your profile picture, you have your summary, and other information. However, LinkedIn doesn't have to be like strictly followed. For example, you don't have to necessarily put your current title. You could put maybe a more fancy title, or maybe something that you're aspiring to become, where you're really focused to go. Now, you could call yourself voluntary slave, or you could have another name, for example, waste and debris removal captain and coordinator for the environment. Now, that's a bunch of fancy letters and wording for garbage man. I'm not saying a garbage man is a bad job, but you can see how you can basically manipulate your not only job title but also what you do. You can really play around with the words that your responsibility holds. So once we set up our profile, we have to focus on our profile picture. We have to look the part, how you portray yourself. A lot of employers actually go through or at least look at your LinkedIn profile to see how you portray yourself if you look professional. Here's one example of how to look on your profile picture. This is another example of how not to look on your profile picture. So it depends, of course, what your industry is, kind of what you're going for, but there is a more professional feel than other things. Don't mix it up, please. Alright, so now that you got your profile picture down, you could go into the summary, your resume. Remember to portray yourself not only physically as professionally, but how you write as well. So once your profile is all good, let's get back to the actual topic of how to look for jobs. LinkedIn has a job search section. I believe it's on the top bar. And you could look for actual positions. You could look at the area you want to go for. When you actually click on one, you could see similar positions and also other positions in the different companies or the same company. Depending where you look on the page, really look around. It could help you out. So as you do this, you could see what's posted. You could go or type in what interests you, and it'll send you a notification of jobs that you are interested in or qualified for. So that's LinkedIn. Now let's go on to the second way of how to look for jobs. This might be kind of an obvious one, but has actual good benefits. So if you are actually, possibly what company interests you, you go to the company site. You go to their career section, and you could section the jobs or openings by different departments. So that's actually a great idea. You might know what department you want to go toward, but maybe not a particular position. So now while you're looking through all these, and they could have pages, actually go through them, see what they're about, and you observe all these different things that you might have not known about. There are positions that you have no idea exist. So let's say for our last way was LinkedIn. Sometimes you have to search for the position. If you don't know what position you're going for, you could go through the company that you're interested in, look through the department, and see what actual positions are available that might interest you. Now, of course, again, you could narrow this down to the different sections, areas, or location that you are in or would like to move toward. There are definitely a lot of parameters that you could set up. Once you do, that could definitely shine light on something that you might like. Now, the third way of how to look for jobs, if you don't have a company in mind or it's difficult to find companies, there's a website called Indeed. Now, a lot of you probably heard of it, but Indeed is something similar to LinkedIn. It gives you jobs that you are interested in. You put in your parameters, what you're looking for, your interests, and it spits back positions that you may qualify for with different companies. Now, something that Indeed is good about is that it could also have smaller businesses. Maybe not like LinkedIn might only have large companies, but Indeed, at least I kind of noticed that Indeed has smaller companies as well. Now, the good thing is that all these different ways, you could look on LinkedIn, see what positions there are, get ideas from there, and use those ideas over in Indeed and see what really spits back at you. Maybe some other companies that don't post on LinkedIn, maybe some don't post on Indeed. There are other ones out there. There's like Monster. Now, the fourth way of how to look for jobs is actually a great way, especially if you are not aware if the company you're normally looking at is a good one. So this way this tip is Glassdoor. Now, Glassdoor is similar to the other ones as well. It could give you job opportunities, but a cool side feature that it is, I think, kind of known for is that when you put in a company name, it gives you the review on the company, scoring 1 to 5. If the company ends up getting a 2, it kind of sucks. It might not be horrible. Of course, read the reviews. There might be people that are just pissed off and they left that day, so they left a bad review. But look at other people's reviews as well. I would kind of suggest anything above a 3 is kind of good. Of course, there are extremes on both ends. So really read what these reviews are about. So a quick way to actually search this, you type in a company, McDonald's, and you type in Glassdoor. So you look McDonald's Glassdoor, and usually the first link, or the top links, shows you the reviews and ratings of that company. And yes, I have worked for McDonald's. No comment. Now, some other cool features that Glassdoor has, along with that review and rating of the company feature, is that it also has like different salaries of positions, actual different positions. And also like interviews, the difficulty, maybe the interviewing process, maybe some questions that they asked. It's all reviewed under one thing. Definitely check them out. So you made it to the last secret tip way to look for jobs, number 5, which is how or I learned it through a career center, and it is through, I'm not going to remember this, neither are you, so I'll leave a link in the description for you guys, but it's through Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's called Occupational Outlook Handbook. Link in the description. You're not going to remember that. But why this is cool is that first it has a section of the industry that you're interested in. So once you click your industry, it actually has a list of different occupations. So if you have no idea what you're interested in, you could actually go through the list, see what interests you. So that list consists of the job name, the education involved, a quick summary, and a median salary number. If you're still interested through that, you click on the title and it goes into more detail. How to become whatever you're looking at. The actual job outlook for the future for that position. What they actually do, and also similar occupations as well. So like I said, guys, this Outlook handbook is definitely pretty cool, especially that section when you're finally found something that might interest you. There's that section of how to become that. So it's definitely something awesome that you could use to find out what to do. So play around with it. See what you could do. See what other similar opportunities are out there that might interest you. And check them out. So those are the 5 ways of how to look for jobs, guys. But if you are currently in a job, these aren't only reasons or that you have to leave it. Now, I do know that you may want to slap your boss and leave through the window, but it is also good to continue to look for different opportunities even in the same company, so you can become a growing asset for the company, continue to learn as much as you can, gain different responsibilities. You don't only have to look for a job if you hate your job. So really, always be on the lookout. There are always opportunities out there. So guys, thanks for watching. This was 5 ways or tips on how to look for jobs. So my name is Nick, and this is Real Life Money. We go over real life and money because schools aren't teaching that. I want to help you guys out, and unfortunately, we got to deal with this personal finance stuff. So if you like and subscribe to my channel. I'll have a new one every week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.